Judge's shocking ruling intends to hand Kamala Harris the election on a silver platter. Thanks for tuning in to hashtag Go Right with Peter Boykin. So let's kick off with a quick story. Picture this: the Vice President Kamala Harris finally shows up at the southern border after ignoring it for years. 4 years. Why now? Because its simple polls are showing that Americans trust Donald Trump more to fix our border crisis. Build the wall and everything. So what does she do, Kamala Harris? She puts on some cool aviator sunglasses. She strikes a pose for the cameras. And she talks tough about the cartels, reminding folks she was once a prosecutor in California. But let's be real. She's let more than 10 million unvetted illegal immigrants into our communities. And she won't even mention the names of Americans like Lincoln Riley who lost their lives because of these policies. And if she wins in 2024, she's made it clear that every illegal immigrant will have a path to citizenship, locking in Democrat victories for generations to come. This is what's at stake. We'll be right back. I think it's time for us to go right. Thank you for tuning in to hashtag Go Right with Peter Boykin, part of GoRightNews.com. Let's go right into the headlines and facts. In politics, Kamala's false claims on manufacturing jobs. Even CNN had to call out Kamala Harris for lying about Trump's economic record. In an interview on MSNBC, she claimed that Trump lost 200,000 manufacturing jobs even before the pandemic. But CNN's fact checker set the record straight. Before the pandemic hit, Trump presided over a gain of 414,000 U.S. manufacturing jobs. The only reason there was a temporary loss was due to the pandemic, but jobs steadily returned, which Joe Biden kept touting about how he had the greatest, jobs record. Yeah, that's what happens after a big pandemic. People come back to work. Kamala's desperate attempts to rewrite Trump's economic successes show just how concerned she is about the upcoming election. Moving on to crime and safety. Crime continues the surge despite the Democrat spin. The crime wave under Biden and Harris is undeniable. During a presidential debate, ABC's David Muir tried to fact-check Donald Trump by claiming that violent crime is down. But the truth is, the FBI's numbers are misleading because they've made it harder for cities to report data since Biden took office. Major crime hubs like Chicago and New York stopped submitting reports. Fortunately, the Bureau of Justice Statistics releases a more accurate crime report, and it shows that since Trump left office, stolen, violent crime is up 37%, rape is up 42%, and motor vehicle theft is up a staggering 41%. It's pretty much a giant Grand Theft Auto United States version since, Biden and Kamala took office. Meanwhile, in international news, China's submarine setback. China's newest nuclear-powered attack submarine sank earlier this year, a significant blow to one of their key military programs. This is a major hit to China's growing naval ambitions and could slow down their plans for dominance in the Indo-Pacific region. It's a good thing for us. Meanwhile, in economy, The U.S. crude oil stockpiles drop. America's crude oil stockpiles have hit their lowest levels in over 2 years. Now, what does this mean for us? Expect gas prices to rise. Yeah, right after the election, right, folks? Because they've been all lowered for the election. While the Biden-Harris administration continues to push for alternative energy, working class Americans will have to bear the cost of rising fuel prices. I've always said hybrid energy is the best way to go. It doesn't do no good if we go full electric. We've had electric powered cars a long time ago, and hey, guess what? We went to gas. Meanwhile, postage stamp prices hikes. By 2027, the cost of a stamp will have increased 5 times. While it may seem like a small issue, these hikes will affect everyday Americans and small businesses alike. At this point, I'm like, why don't they just make it a specific price and then set it up to not change in 20 to 30 years? It would make more sense. I don't know. Meanwhile, in legal battles, Kamala Harris still counts on lawfare as her ace in the hole for November. And Donald Trump got some bad news on that front. That's because a judge tried to hand Kamala Harris the 2024 election with this disgusting ruling. This is our main event news for today. Judge Chuckinton allows Jack Smith to interfere in the 2024 election. Now, how do they do that? The Supreme Court frustrated Obama-appointed Judge Tana Chutkan and the Biden-Harris-appointed prosecutor Jack Smith's scheme to rush a rigged show trial on Trump on charges related to January 6th before the election with their ruling on presidential immunity for criminal prosecution for core and official acts. So what are they going to do? Now, since Judge Chutkan can't hold her kangaroo court trial to convict Trump before Election Day and influence the outcome of the vote, Chutkan did the next best thing. In a ruling dripping with contempt, Judge Chutkan, I'm sure I'm pronouncing it wrong, but whatever, pronouncing it right, man, I'd have to give respect to Chutkan, ruled that Smith could dump a 180-page document outlining the evidence against Donald Trump, which is nothing more than an opposition research hit piece on Kamala Harris's election opponent produced by the Biden-Harris Justice Department. This reminds me of another one of those Russian dossier bullcraps. Yes. A party's factual profiter does not conclusively establish anything. It merely provides evidence for the judicial fact finder to consider, Chutkan ranted. Quote, the schedule reflects the court's best judgment about how to comply efficiently with the Supreme Court's instructions on remand. So even though the Supreme Court said no, they're going to do something anyway. Judge Chutkan dismissed the Trump's team's claims about the attempt to meddle in the election while Trump faces a gag order that limits his constitutional rights. That's the important thing. Trump is on a gag order. Quote, the court need not address the substance of those claims, Judge Chutkan added. Quote, defendant does not explain how those punitive violations cause him legal prejudice in this case, nor how this court is bound by or has jurisdiction to enforce Department of Justice policy. Now, Trump's argument is that Justice Department policy prohibits any procedural action on candidates within 60 days of an election. Trump's lawyers argued that Smith introducing this massive collection of anti-Trump material for the media to run wild with was, quote, fundamentally unfair. The defense also argued that this document, quote, would attempt to set a closed record for addressing unfilled defense motions by crediting their own untested assessments of purported evidence, denying President Trump an opportunity to confront their witnesses, and preventing the defense from obtaining discovery. Basically, they're going to lay out their case, and Trump doesn't even get to respond. Smith would then try his case in the court of public opinion, and Trump would be denied a response on two fronts. First, his legal team wouldn't be able to test the evidence in court under cross-examinations. And second, while Kamala Harris, the Democrats, and the news media could attack Trump over the contents of the document, Trump wouldn't be allowed to fire back. That's because that gag order prevented Trump from communicating and commenting on witnesses and their testimony. So Trump couldn't talk about what the witnesses said in this giant document that they want to put out in public. But the left, they can say whatever they want. In the final 40 days or so of the election, the time is ticking, folks. Kamala Harris could attack Trump as an insurrectionist who tried to end our democracy. And if Trump defended himself, Chutan could revoke his bail and throw him in prison. I love the ironic nature of this. That Donald Trump was trying to cause an insurrection that would end our democracy. Yet, it's putting a document out like this and not allowing Donald Trump to defend himself, which truly is a danger to our, quote, democracy, which is a republic, honestly. If this seems fundamentally unfair, that is the point of the lawfare where the Biden-Harris administration stacked the deck in her favor. She's got all the blue-haired whatever Charizards, all the yellow-haired Pikachus, all the rare Pokemon out against Donald Trump. Now she enlisted Democrat prosecutors to file sham criminal indictments against Trump in courts run by Democrat judges. It's pretty sad. All right, now we're going to move on to our segment where we have a really cool song. It's called our hashtag Go Right News Music. Enjoy the song and then come back afterwards for a quick recap. We'll be right back.
She rolls up at the border, aviators on her face, talking tough about the cartels like she's in the race. But we see right through, it's all for the show. 10 million unvetted, where's the justice we know? You ignore the names like Lincoln Riley's gone, while you build a path for votes. What's really going on? It's a silver platter election handed without a fight. Harris lies on jobs, can't rewrite the line. Trump's games they can't erase, no matter how they try. Go Right News knows the truth, keeping freedom high. False claims on jobs, even CNN caught her lie. Trump brought 400K more before the pandemic cried. But she spins the tale like history's changed, as if all those facts could be rearranged. We see the truth, it's loud and clear. This constitutional republic's got nothing to fear. This isn't just a battle, it's for America's soul. A red court's decision taking a heavy toll. Trump can't even speak, gagged and chained. But Go Right stands firm, never entertained. Crime's on the rise, but they say it's down. Major cities burn while the numbers drown. Rape is up, theft out of control, while Harris laughs acting like she's in control. But the truth's buried deep in a stack of lies. We won't let them take us by surprise. It's another manipulation, another twisted game. While the truth remains buried, we call out their name. Kamala's not the answer, her hands stained red. But we constitutionalists for America aren't easily led. A rigged justice system pressing on Trump's fight. But Go Right News brings it all to the light. This game ain't over, though they try to cheat. Harris may think it's hers, but Trump won't retreat. The fight's for freedom, for truth to reign. Constitutionalists for America will break the chain. Postage stamps, prices rise, while wages stay the same. But they don't care, they're playing their game. Jack Smith brings us 180-page lie, just another hit piece for Kamala to fly. But we stand strong, fight for what's right. The truth in the darkness, bringing back the light. The silver platter's there, but we won't back down. Harris may have the judges, but we wear the crown. Truth and justice, that's what we defend. Go Right News leads till the very end. Trump's voice is silent, but its legacy speaks, while Harris tries to rise on the legal peaks. They gag his truth, but we know the way. This fight ain't over, not today. With each ruling they've won, but this battle for America has just begun. So raise your voice and stand your ground. Constitutionalists for America will turn us around. No silver platter, no stolen race. We'll fight for truth, for freedom's embrace. Constitutionalists for America will turn us around. No silver platter, no stolen race. We'll fight for truth, for freedom's embrace.
Welcome back to the hashtag Go Right Recap Remix. From Kamala Harris spinning tales on manufacturing jobs to Democrats downplaying crime, the facts are clear. Trump's record speaks for itself, whether it's his gains in manufacturing or his strong stance on law and order. Meanwhile, China stumbles with its military ambitions, and back home we face rising costs and growing legal battles. The 2024 election is shaping up to be a battle for America's future. Are we going to let Democrats rewrite history again and undermine our constitutional republic? Or are we going to fight back and make America great again? That's my question, folks. Thank you for tuning in to hashtag Go Right with Peter Boykin, where we cut through the misinformation and provide the facts and opinions you need to know. For more stories like this, head to GoRightNews.com and make sure you follow us on Rumble.com. Just look for Go Right News. Then head on over to YouTube or TikTok or Facebook or X and other platforms, and you'd like to support the Fight the Truth, though this is very important. If you'd like to support the Fight the Truth, consider donating through Cash App at $ Peter Boykin, the number 1, or get in touch with me, and I can help you. Or visit GoRightNews.com or PeterBoykin.com for more information. Stay informed, stay engaged, and remember, it's time to go right. God bless everybody. Peace.